chose Alex for this is apart from the fact that he works in an office and he just looks nice and Zeke, which is great. When we're at brunch, we have brunch after footy training. When we're at brunch, we often find him arguing or like talking about Pokemon. And he's playing Pokemon all the time, and I just thought you would fit Zeke so well. Just a perfect fit in terms of the geekiness levels. No offense, it's never so I guess, and what I'd like to say as well, actually, because I do this kind of stuff a lot. Jay does this kind of stuff a lot. I've made these guys go way out of their wheelhouse in terms of like being, these are footy players and they're coming up here to do a literary reading. So please make them incredibly welcome. So could we have a round of applause for Alex Burnett?
So I click on it. My fingers leap across the keyboard like a jumping spider as I make up a screen name and log in. The computer beeps at me half a dozen times within the first minute. I'm completely overwhelmed by the number of messages flashing past me. There are dozens of guys on here. No, literally hundreds. Hundreds of guys just like me looking for the same thing. A box pops up on the screen before me. A private message from a guy who goes by the name Pig Daddy 69.
I tried my hardest to keep it.
Got Cam and Mikey types? What's that, I ask? Webcam and mic. It takes me a second to realise why he would want to know that. When I don't answer, a giant green telephone icon appears on the screen along with a long, loud, drawn-out ringtone. Pig Daddy 69 is calling. Will you accept? My breath catches in my throat. This is actually happening. After all these years of fantasizing and wondering what it would be like, there is a real, live man wanting to talk to me. I click on the green accept button. The blue light beside the laptop's webcam lights up. Holy crap, I didn't just accept his call, I'm broadcasting too. Whoa, you're freaking hot, buddy, an American voice drawls through the speakers. He's 52, from Texas. Already naked, his exposed beer gut takes up half the screen. His salt and pepper chest hair is thick and scrolly like a toddler went nuts with some black and white crayons. His head is shaved on no blade. He has metal through his nipples and a tail of an eagle on his pectoral. I don't know his real name. I don't know what to do. He's not the kind of guy I've ever fantasized about. He's fat and old and kind of gross, but he's a living, breathing man and he's masculine and he's right in front of me. And he can see me too, and he thinks I'm hot. Nobody's ever said that to me before. I want to turn the laptop off right now and burn it, and at the same time, I don't want this moment to end. What are you wearing, son? Some sports gear? I forgot I was in my Perth Glory shirt. Oh yeah, just a jersey for a soccer team. Huh? I thought you fellas called it football over there. No, we call it soccer too. You're thinking of England. Oh right, he smiles. So you're a jock, huh? Yeah, totally I lie. The idea kind of excites me that I can be someone else in this online world. I love sports. That's hot. Thanks, you're hot too. An even bigger lie, but I'm mesmerised by how his finger curls into his belly button like a hook snaring a jewfish. I don't want this, but I can't look away. If you were here, the Texan said, I'd get you to come and sit on my lap like I do with all the boys. I'd like that. No, you wouldn't, my mind screams. Oh, he must be some kind of gross pedo. Log out, now! Alright, buddy, he says, now take that shirt off. I do. I do everything he asks me to do, and the pixels dancing on my screen shows me he gets more and more excited by my naked body. I get excited too. And within 6 minutes, both of us are done. When I'm still panting in relief and ecstasy and horror and guilt, the Texan goes to say something to me, but I can't hear him over the shame, smashing in my ears like a tsunami crashing over rocks. I disconnect the call, log off, close windows, clear history, slip clothes back on, collect stray tissues, wrap them into another tissue, form a tight ball, spray it with Lynx Africa to mask the fresh, bleachy odour of cum, bury it among the potato salad in the kitchen bin, wash my shaking hands in the bathroom basin, antibacterial liquid soap, kill the damn germs. What have I done? What the hell have I done?
so fantastic. I forgot
Thank
that
you.
I was going to introduce the scenes beforehand. I totally did. So you've just got like some, teenage scene of someone camming with someone. I didn't kind of preface it. But that's life. Life comes at you fast. So the next reader, I'll introduce this scene first. So you're going to get a scene from Charlie. And this scene is from chapter 1. And Charlie is having an encounter that he thinks will go one way, but it goes south very quickly. So we're going to have someone reading that. So the person I chose is Michael Leask. He's also known very well as DJ Leask, and you'll find him on the decks at the court, Connections, Lamb, pretty much everywhere. So if you've been clubbing, you know this guy. He was a muso and he paints his nails. And I was like, oh my god, you're Charlie. And he's, I think, taken the extra step of painting them black tonight instead of, usually they're kind of glittery. And you've gone punk for this, which I'm really appreciative of, thank you. So could we please have a round of applause for Michael Leask.
He shuts the door behind me and twists a key in the deadbolt. "Locking me in, huh?" I say, partly to lighten the mood, because his face looks about as grim as the Reaper, but mostly because it's weird as shit to be locked in a stranger's house. The guy stares straight at me with dead eyes. The whites are bloodshot and the irises are grey. Does his eyes always look like this? Is this why he wore a dirt bike helmet in his profile pic? Because his fucked up eyes makes him look possessed by a demon? Or maybe he's on something, because in response to my comment, he sways to the side on a more of a precarious angle than the leaning tower and murmurs, "Lock the door if you want to, mate." He sways to the other side. "Don't lock it if I don't want to." He somehow keeps his feet and tractor beams me with his dead eyes. "It is my house. Is it my house or your house?" I swallow. "Your house. My bad. I didn't mean to be rude." He bares his teeth in what promises to be a smile but morphs into a grimace. His chompers are yellow, but he looks too young for that. Maybe late 30s? Little beer gut, but not yet out of waistband control. Bald spot flanked by limp strands of brown hair, no attempt at coverage. "I'm Charlie anyway," I say, holding out my hand. We're just standing a couple of feet apart in his dingy entry, and it's awkward as hell. The guy sandwiches my hand in his clammy palms. He yanks my arm. But there's no strength behind his handshake. His muscles are as limp as his hair. "What's your name?" I prompt him, while we're shaking hands. His eyes are glassy. "Doesn't matter," he says. "Come on, bedroom's this way." His sweaty fingers intertwine with mine, and I let them. He leads me into the main part of the house. It looks like a perfect suburban family home, a week after the perfect suburban family fell apart. The mahogany table has a black glass vase in the centre of it. Its occupants? Gerberers, I think. Are dead, their colour long gone. There's an espresso machine on the granite bench. Its water reservoir empty except for droplets of condensation. The armchairs in front of the LED screen are reclined, but nobody's laying on them. There's a bong on the kitchen sink, fast food wrappers overflowing from beneath the armchairs, and empty cans of premix all over the kids' playmat. The guy lets the hand go and opens the fridge, a copper whiff of off milk. "Beer or bourbon?" he asks. "Oh, nothing." "Good one. What do you want?" "No, really, I'm good." The dead eyes fix on me. "You can do whatever you want here. I'm not a big drinker." He sways again and steadies himself on the fridge door. "Weak as piss. When I was your age, I would have done anything for free grog. You really are a fruitcake, aren't you?" He takes 2 cans out and passes one to me. "I'm not a fruitcake," I tell him, crackling the can in defiance. The gases that waft into my nostrils smell like the varnish we used in woodwork class. "How many straight blokes paint their nails?" He spills half his drink as he tries and fails to wrap his lips around the top of the can, like a baby trying to suckle on his father's nipple. It's not a gay thing, I tell him. They're painted black. It's a punk thing. I'm in a band. He peers at me in the semi-darkness. Oh yeah? Your hair. I see it now. I brush my fingers out of my eyes. I brush my fringe out of my eyes. Why would you call me a fruitcake if you're gay too? He takes another swig of bourbon. His stained white t-shirt acquires a new streak of brown. I'm not, he says, wiping his mouth. I'm straight. But how? You talk too much. Come to bed. He leads me down a passage. The hallway is decorated with girly stuff. A block-mounted poster says, live, laugh, love. A blown-up photo of a couple and their wedding day with the block letters, Kevin and Alicia in the background. Ha! Got your name, wanker. And a professional portrait of this guy with a strong-jawed, blonde-haired woman and two little blonde girls.
So our final reader is reading from the Roll of Hammer. The Roll. Narrator. This particular scene is actually really late in the book, and I've never read this scene when I do readings, but I just felt like it was the right encapsulation of what Hammer is and what he's about and what he's driven by and why he is the way he is. Because a lot of people who read this book go, oh, but Hammer's such a dickhead. No offense, Brock. But they go like, Hammer's this arrogant kind of guy. And I said, well, if you were that scared of what he's scared of, you would be too. And so I feel like this passage kind of shows why he's scared and what he's about. The person I have reading is actually not just I think he's the coach and the president of the Perth Hornets. An excellent player. In fact, he has a premiership medal from his time playing with the Darren Football Club, which is where he's from, as full forward, I believe. Talented player. He has the medal with him in true Hammer style. So could we please make incredibly welcome Brock Wilson.
After the summer dance last weekend, I made a decision. I'm not going to be homosexual anymore. Once I made that decision, I felt so much better. I'm going to work harder than ever at my footy. I want to be drafted into the AFL when I'm 18. Clubs will fight over me. I'll move to Melbourne and have a huge mansion. Get a sick new XR8, better than Dad bucket of crap. And I'll date models, nice models with big boobs. And then sometime in my 30s, I'll settle down with one of them and we'll have a couple of kids and I'll become a coach. It keeps me feeling good all week, like I finally found a way to solve my problem. Even when Zeke sends me his suppressed texts and keeps trying to call me, I don't let it get to me. Even when Charlie gets expelled and deletes all his social media accounts, I don't let it drag me back to where I was. Homosexuality only brings darkness with it. I'm glad I've chosen the life of being straight instead. It's the happiest week I've had in a while. We get missed crab cakes in PE again. I get it letters to play footy again. I kick 9 goals. I'm going to be a star recruit. They'll call me a young gun, maybe a prodigy. On Friday arvo, Mum and Dad drive me and Doug into town for the weekend. I watch the carpet of canola pass by the windows again. There's still a patch of purple lupins in the middle of the farmer's crop. You really got to get rid of those lupins. Just yank them out with force. It'll look a lot better. We get into town around 6. When it's a warm February night like this in Gero, you can actually smell the summer in the air. Everyone's out on the foreshore. Kids are playing in the water park. Old people are eating dinner outside at the big cafe on the beach. Teenagers are on beach towers, catching the last rays or paddling out to the pontoon. The Mercurial Winds Hotel is a 3-story glass building slotted between the town beach and the marina. Even though we only live 20 minutes out of town, it's cool to be away from the boring nothingness of Greenock. I kind of wish the olds weren't here with us. They aren't invited to Robbie and Natalie's wedding. They decided to have a couples weekend and get their own suite. Me and Doug get dumped in a twin room on a different floor with Mum and Dad. I'm glad about that. Whether they're fighting or fucking, I don't want to be anywhere near it. Doug sniffs the fruit bowl on the table in our room. Fake, he says. Want to watch something? Nah, knackered, I say, stretching out on the bed. It's heaps comfy. Did I tell you we play footy in PE? I kicked 9 goals. Doug rips open a packet of salted cashews from the minibar and lobs a couple into his gob. Fucking congratulations, did you get it on film so you can wank to it later? 9 goals is a big deal. You think you're a big deal, don't you, Cade? I stare at the angry red acne on his cheeks. You're jealous, aren't you, pizza face, I say. I didn't just get the looks, I got all the talent too. You think you're gonna get drafted, don't you? He goes on. I will, I say. They all reckon I'm good enough. Doug sneers and presses a button on the remote. You won't make it to the AFL. The waffle maybe, if you're lucky and everyone else is a total spud. You're not as good as you think you are. I grab a fake apple from the fruit bowl and whip it at him. I throw it hard to hurt him, but it's too light to do much damage. Enough damage. I'm going to get drafted, I tell him. I remember my decision. It's going to happen.
A massive round of applause for all 3 of them. So to finish, what I wanted to do is not just acknowledge the 3 voices that are the named narrators in the novel, but also talk about the letter bombs. So there are anonymous letter bombs woven through this novel. You have Zeke's voice and Charlie's voice and Hammer's voice. But one of the boys is incredibly distressed and is writing, as I said, about taking his own life and getting to that point. So to complete that experience, I'm going to read one of the letter bombs for you, and we'll see how this goes. So this is letter bomb number 2, if I find it. If you'd actually got the last letter, you'd think I would have topped myself by now. But ta-da! I'm still alive and kicking even though I don't really want to be. So fucking congratulations to me, right? Tonight in bed I couldn't get to sleep. I kept thinking about the summer dance and what happened that night. So I drank a glass of milk and I looked through the photos I have of you on my phone. But I still couldn't sleep. I had to get up to pee like 4 times. And then I felt like I was choking, so I had to keep sitting up and looking at my throat in the mirror with the torch from my phone. And everything looks clear, but it doesn't feel clear. It feels like something's blocking my throat. Maybe I'm just coming down with something, I don't know. I read something in the Bible the other day. Don't roll your eyes at me. I know what you're thinking, and no, I'm not a Jesus freak. I'm not born again or whatever. I'm not like one of those people who knocks on your door on a Sunday even if you're having bacon and eggs with your family. Anyway, some of the stuff I read kind of made sense. Like, I think maybe I've got the devil inside me, and he's testing me. He's trying to make me a homosexual, and this is all just a test. I think maybe what I've done is evil. I mean, it's definitely not right, it's not justifiable. All those people harping on about being nice to gay people, it doesn't sit right with me. Because it's kind of like they're excusing our behaviour. And really what we need is a good clip around the ears. For someone to shake it out of us, like literally shake us, until our skeletons rattle, and the desire to do the wrong thing just falls off of us, like cooked meat sliding off the bone.
As I already mentioned, this book made me very horny, but
I like that's a sales pitch now. You should buy a copy, mate, Jay Horny.
should have made me endorse the book. But the book also probably made me cry more than any other book, and it was also ultimately very hopeful. So yeah, buy it and invite for other people that you know.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you again, Holden. Round of applause.